blockbuster movie opens in theaters on Friday. It's called Captain Phillips, a drama about the real-life ordeal of Captain Richard Phillips, commander of a cargo vessel that was overrun by pirates off the coast of Somalia back in 2009. He's played by two-time Oscar winner Tom Hanks. I really want to see the movie. It portrays Phillips as a hero who saves his ship and his crew. But some crew members on that ship now are claiming that the real-life Captain Phillips was anything but heroic. Drew Griffin looks into it.
As their captain was being lauded as a hero, the crew of the Maersk Alabama watched and bit their tongues. No more.
We vowed we were going to take it to our grave. We weren't going to say anything. Then we hear this PR stuff coming out about him giving himself up, and we said, and he's still hostage. And the whole crew's like, what? Everybody's in shock.
Back in 2010, the Alabama's chief engineer, Mike Perry, told us he and most of the crew couldn't believe the story being painted about their captain, Captain Richard Phillips, that he had given himself up in exchange for the safety of his crew. Left out of the entire story, says Perry, is the captain's recklessness that steered the Maersk Alabama into pirate-infested waters.
Well, all ships have been warned.
Perry is talking about a series of 7 emails sent to the Maersk Alabama by a private maritime security agency, specifically warning of Somali pirate attacks and advising ships to steer at least 600 miles off the coast. The Alabama, according to its logs, was only about 300 miles offshore, and what's more, Captain Phillips had read the emails but took the same route anyway.
When I went back to ship, the crew that was on there at that time had collected them all, and I reviewed them all, and then I went up and had the mates plot them on the chart.
According to the crew members, Captain Phillips, on a voyage from Oman to Mombasa, Kenya, set a course to save money. That route would shorten the trip, and according to third engineer John Cronin, put the crew directly in harm's way.
He was advised to change course by competent deck officers, and he overruled them. Stay on course, make our ETA, stay on the same course.
In a 2010 interview, Captain Richard Phillips told us he was not used to criticism. And when CNN confronted him with these emails and his crew's concerns, he said it was the first time his judgment had been questioned.
The complaint is that there were specific emails sent to your ship stressing the need to go further out to sea.
Yeah, so on something like that, we will deal with that in the arena that they wish, and that's the court. That's what this is based on.
Is it true?
There are warnings put out. I don't know what authorities he's talking about. He doesn't say.
Well, I have the emails.
Yeah.
You've seen the emails.
I haven't seen
emails
since I've been on the ship.
But you were warned to go further out to sea.
You warned to stay clear of an area, yeah?
And you didn't.
We come from Djibouti, which is on the north side of Somalia, which is right next to Somalia. We're going to Mombasa, which is on the south side. So we're in the area. We were almost 300 miles out during our incident.
The captain is now a witness in a contentious lawsuit between some of the crew and the shipping company. In a deposition just last year, Captain Phillips admitted he did indeed receive the email warnings. He also admits he kept the warnings to himself. Asked by a plaintiff's attorney, "Did you ever tell Mate Quinn or any of the other deck officers that you were receiving these warnings to remain 600 miles off the coast of Somalia?" Phillips answers, "I don't believe I specifically did." Asked why he didn't move further offshore, Phillips testifies, "I don't believe 600 miles would make you safe. I didn't believe 1,200 miles would make you safe. As I told the crew, it would be a matter of when, not if. So we were always in this area, so it didn't, to me, lessen any potential." Chief Engineer Mike Perry, who has since been paid by the movie company, first told us 3 years ago, Captain Richard Phillips is dangerous.
He doesn't heed the email warnings telling him to go further out
Right.
to sea. After the second attempt on the boat, he doesn't stay the course, which is to go further out to sea.
Right.
He doesn't lock the bridge when the pirates are attacking. And then
When they're known to have been on board. They were on board, and even at that point, he didn't lock them.
And what you're telling me is I mean, your hunch is that he wanted to be captured, that he wanted the boat to be taken by pirates.
That's what many of us officers were saying to ourselves.
Did you want to stay with the pirates for some reason?
No. I think you're forgetting they had weapons.
Phillips told us much of the criticism is driven by human nature and by lawsuits filed by members of his crew. He also says the story itself was fueled by a press that wanted a hero, a captain who saved his crew, a good story, and now a movie.
4 pirates! On board, 4 pirates!
In 2010, he himself admitted if he acted as a hero, it was accidental, and would never claim a hero's title for himself.
The media got everything wrong. I don't know how I could control this when I'm in a lifeboat and the media is saying I gave myself up for it. In the book, if you've read it, have you read the book?
I did, I read it.
So you know I didn't give myself up. I was already a hostage by them.
He says the real heroes are the ones he dedicated his book to, the Navy SEALs, and yes, the merchant mariners he sailed with. Drew Griffin, CNN, Burlington, Vermont.